Happy Wednesday. Today we are working on Module 6, Lesson 25. You are going to either need to have this document pulled up and have it as a PDF, or have the document pulled up and have paper and pencil ready to go. We will be doing our plan of attack for all of them. If you're in a PDF, you should be annotating the problem. There are some really heavy problems, but they're a lot of fun to get through, so I'm excited. Watch the video for the code word, come into office hours ready to show your work and to explain the last one to us. I look forward to seeing you all there. Alrighty, have a good day. Alright, we are looking at Lesson 25. Now, we want to make sure we have paper. We are still doing plan of attack. It will really help us keep it organized. I'm going to start, let me move this problem up a bit. Okay, Sarah travels, so everything I'm writing you are doing either in your PDF or you're doing on your paper to keep all of this really organized. Sarah travels twice as far as Ellie when going to camp. Okay, Sarah, way too big. Sarah travels twice as far as Ellie. So that means that if Ellie went just one, right, we don't know how much it is, Sarah would go twice as far as Ellie. So we could say that even as 2 times E, right? 2 times E, 2E. And then Ellie is just E. Great. Ashley travels as far as Sarah and Ellie together. So Sarah, which was 2, and Ellie. So Sarah plus Ellie. Well, let's replace that. We know that Sarah was 2 times E, 2 times whatever Ellie was, plus Ellie. Okay, Hazel, so I'm just writing out I'm just reading this problem and getting this information written. Hazel travels 3 times as far as Sarah. Okay, Sarah went twice, right? That was Sarah in red. 3 times as far. So another 2. So that's 1, 2, and then another 2. So it was Hazel travels 3 times as far as Sarah. So 2 times Ellie times 3. Well, that's the same as saying, right, 6. 6 times Ellie. That dot means multiplication. Okay, so 6 times Ellie, or 6E there. In total, all 4 of them traveled, okay, together, they all traveled 888 miles. How far does each of them travel? So if we were to add them all together, then it would give us 888. Well, so let's think that through. We know it's 2 times Ellie plus Ellie plus, well, what is 2 times Ellie plus Ellie? That's going to give us 3 times Ellie, right? We have Ellie is 1. If we look at this box, Ellie is 1. Sarah was 2 times that. Ashley is 3 of those boxes. Hazel is 6, right? 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're saying 3 times, let's make that green. 3 times whatever Ellie is. And then Hazel, who was 6 times Ellie. And what does that all need to equal? We said it was all going to equal 888 miles. Okay, well, let's add those together. We have 2E, this is just 1E, 3E, and 6E. So if we're looking at it all together, that gives us 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6, 12E, 12 times Ellie, equals 888 miles. Okay, so let's think of it like this. 12 times what equals 888? How are you going to figure that out? I'm going to say, and let me erase this so we have room here. I'm going to say, well, if I take 12 times what, the opposite of that is going to be division. So 888 divided by 12. Well, let's go ahead and do that. 888 divided by 12. 12 goes into 888 7 times. We get 84, remainder of 4 and 8. 12 goes into 48 4 times. 12 times 4 is 48. We subtract, okay, 74 is our answer. What does that 74 mean? 74 tells us what that E is, right? 74 would have gone right here, 74, which was our E, which we bring it all the way back over here, it was this number, 74. Okay, so we know that Ellie traveled 74 miles. The question wants to know how far everyone traveled. So let's look. Sarah traveled how much? Well, she had two of those, 74 and 74. So I'm going to say 74 times 2. And when I do 74 times 2, 4 times 2 is 8, 7 times 2, 148 miles. All right, now let's figure out Ashley wants all of them. Ashley has 3 of them, 74 plus 74 plus 74. So 74 times 3, which is 74 times 3, 222 miles. And then last but not least, we need to figure out Hazel. Hazel went 74, 74, 74, 74, 74, 74. How many of those? 6. Well, this one was 3, and this one is 6. So instead of doing the math again, that's double. 6 is double 3. So what's double 2? 4. And there we have our answer. And to check our work, we can add them all together. 148 plus 74 plus 222 plus 444 is going to give us that total of 888 miles that they all went together. This problem had a lot of different steps to get all of that written in. And then we are going to go to the next page and start doing a plan of attack for there. Okay, Fred and Ethel had 132 flowers all together at first. After Fred sold 1/4 of his flowers and Ethel sold 48 of her flowers, they had the same number of flowers left. How many flowers did each of them have at first? Wow, a lot of information. Okay, Fred and Ethel. So we have Fred and we have Ethel. They had 132 together at first. After Fred sold 1/4 of his flowers. Well, so Fred sold 1/4. Okay. And then saying Ethel sold 48 of her flowers. Then they had the same number of flowers left. So Ethel, why am I using that color? Ethel had some amount of flowers, that same amount there, and then sold 48 of them. Now, when I'm looking at this, I can tell that they are going to be the same because we know that originally they had 132 flowers, and we know that after Fred sold that 1/4, and after Ethel sold 48, it said they had the same number. So right here, these are the same. Well, so let me break it apart just like before. You could have 3 here. So really what it's saying, and then he got rid of that 1/4. So how many flowers did they have at first, at the beginning of it? Okay, well, Fred has those 4 at the beginning, so that's before he sold the 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the beginning, he has all of it. Ethel has 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. That's the right here part. Okay, and then 48 of them. And this all equals 132. Well, we care about the part we don't know. That's what we need to figure out. So let's get rid of this amount. To get rid of that, that would be then saying 132 minus 48. If we subtract it, okay, that's going to leave us with 84. So we know that all of these sections are 84, and we know they're all the same. So what do we need to do next? Remember, the goal is to figure out how many they had at first, how many they were before the 1/4 was gone, before the 48 flowers was gone. Well, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 84 divided by 7. It's being split into that 7. Well, let's do that math. 7 goes in 1 time, gives us 7. We bring down the 4. 7 goes into 14 2 times. That leaves us with 0. So we got 12. Okay, what does this 12 mean? This 12 is telling us how much is in each of these. So if I were to bring that up, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Okay, how many flowers did they have at first? Well, Fred, we just said, had 12 in each of those. So we could say 12 times 4, or 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 for Fred. So Fred had 48 flowers at the beginning. And Ethel had 12 times 3 flowers. It was just those 3 boxes, which gives us 36, plus the 48 that she sold, which we know. So you're adding 36 plus 48. So Ethel started with 84. And to check your work, if you were to add 48 and 84, you would get 132, that total. That's how we figure that one out. Make sure you get a complete sentence written down explaining this one. Now, for the next one, you're going to work on it on your own. Do the same thing we've been doing. Do a plan of attack. Draw diagrams, draw tape diagrams to show all of the different parts that we already know. Think through what we need to know. And remember that when you see of, what math does that mean? If you have 3/7 of something, that means you're multiplying by something. All right, so you're working on that last one. Remember that last hint that I just gave you and get a plan of attack done. I will see you in office hours. And the code word today is potato for Pat's Potato Farm. All right, see you soon.